Hey guys, this is the general reading for Taurus for April 2022 for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or if it just resonates with you. So let's just get started with it, okay? So again, April 2022, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or if it just resonates with you. What I'm going to do as far as the spread, and it's just something that I'm trying right now, is I am basically going to do a row of where Taurus really is right now or what they might be going through. The second row will be what spiritual advice or guidance, like what would basically be in your highest good to know or do. And the third row is what is the most likely outcome of that if that spiritual advice or guidance was followed. You know, might say why and all that, but we'll see as we get into it. But that's the main concepts of what I'll be going over here, and then if anything else comes up during the reading. So in your first row, your first card of your first row is you have the Six of Cups. I guess I'll just show you the whole first row. I feel so rusty. You have your Six of Cups, and it says memories of love. You have your Six of Swords, moving on. You have your Fool card, new beginnings. And you have your Nine of Cups, fulfillment of wishes. So, Six of Cups, Six of Swords, Fool card, and Nine of Cups. And the Six of Cups, to me, like, I'm trying to figure out, you might be leaving something behind or releasing something that meant a lot to you, or you were kind of really on a nostalgia thing or something from the past. It could be a soulmate, it could be whatever. It could also be something that really just meant something to you. Let me think for a second. It's kind of bringing you back to something in the past, obviously, that meant something to you. And yes, it could be a person, but it could also be an idea, a concept, or a project that you've been working on or wanted to work on or wanted to do, or it just meant something to you at some time. And yes, you could be, some of you may be moving away from it mentally and going into something new that you want to be more fulfilling for you. Maybe this wasn't fulfilling for you. But I also get for a certain other number, which was my initial kind of thing of it, was you're kind of going back to something that's an back to an idea, something that you were working on or something you wanted. Like, almost saw, like, here's a pool of things that mean something, and these hands are coming in and swooping it and grabbing it back. Like you're, I don't know. I really feel a split here, but I feel if I'm listening to myself and trusting that and going against kind of what the cards on the surface level are showing, it seems like you're rejuvenating something or going after something that you either tried at one time or it meant something to you at one time and you kind of like put it aside. My cat's messing up my cards. Stop, chill. So it's just kind of confusing because you have these two together where the person's kind of moving away from it. But see, I think it's more like maybe this thing in this person's hand is what the thing was. And they're now bringing it into the light. Like, there may be something, again, some of you are moving on from, so I'm just going to leave that there. It is what it is. I'm going to more go with the storyline of there's something that you went back and restarted or redid, or you're refiguring or redealing with, or blah, 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 blah. you're kind of now going and grabbing this concept, like whatever this is, whether it's a project, a person, idea, an energy, or whatever, and you're now kind of reevaluating it or reworking on it or devoting more time to it, bringing it to light, like exactly how this is bringing it to light. There's something you're doing with it, maybe even bringing from a different perspective, because there is the Fool card, the new beginnings, where you're kind of looking at it or dealing with it from a new kind of grounded state, new whole perspective. What different perspective can I look at this? What can I do with this? Maybe even deciding on whether to keep it or not. But, you know, it could be a cleansing or a healing. It could be a project. It could be both. But nonetheless, like, it's, you're wanting, or are, the energy is leading you to like a fulfillment energy within, like fulfillment of wishes. So because this even has the fulfillment of wishes, it really kind of confirms what I'm getting with the Six of Cups, where it's like you're kind of going back to something that at one time meant something to you, and for whatever reason it was just kind of put on hold, or it was just stuck among some things that were important to you. And I just almost get this vibe of like going back to it, taking it, and now you're going again and you're doing something with it, with some type of new beginning. And don't get me wrong, like, even if this is a soulmate, I'm not saying that there's gonna be like this whole new like woohoo beginning. There might, I don't know, but something will be new or different about it. Whether it's a new way you're approaching it, a new way you're thinking about it, whether you're healing, whatever it is, you might even think that this thing is going to lead you to happiness and fulfillment. Because this, I guess, if I'm being technical, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to. It just means this is where you're currently at and what you might be doing or being guided to do. I do think this can be an end outcome, though, and I think that's where your guidance is leading to, is whether it ends up similar to what you're thinking or not, or whether or not it's different. It's kind of like the guidance is trying to lead you to kind of the end result you're looking for with the Nine of Cups and the fulfillment of wishes. But it's kind of trying to guide you of a better way of doing that. Maybe there may even be a cycle of discontentment, and that's why you're going back to some idea from the past, something that you did put on hold, or something that you may be reaching for things that you shouldn't be to make you happy right now. Or maybe even something that's not ready yet. But you're going backwards to some degree, or you're reaching to something that was put on hold or something from the past. And that's not even saying that this is a bad thing. For some people, it's probably not the most appropriate, because this is a general reading. And for some people, it's going to be. It's just going to be the way you're kind of going about it. But let's move on and see. Your spiritual guidance of like, or your advice, is you have the third eye chakra, you have the Two of Pentacles, waiting game, and then you have these two, which is sandwiched. Like, you have this, which is the Four of Cups, discontentment and boredom, and you have the Eight of Pentacles, positive movement forward, and then kind of sitting like this over the two, you have the Hermit with solitude. So I feel like your advice is I feel like your advice, just saying this before I kind of dig more into it, is it's wanting you to actually go in a positive movement forward. Not only forward, but a positive movement forward. And it's kind of for multiple reasons. Like, I'm kind of getting many things on it. Like, some are still dealing with some shadow work, and it's kind of pulling you in directions that you're not clear really what you're needing, and you're kind of like grasping for straws on things that might have brought you happiness in the past. And then some other people are they are doing a new process. Like I said, there's some that are going to the past and trying to revive something old, and then there's some that might even be taking something like a project and go back to it and now bringing something new out of it. Like, they're ready to do it now. And then there's some other people who they're moving on from some old concept that was not making them happier. And they're like, screw this. And they're moving on to things that are going to bring them emotional fulfillment. They want to be happy. And either way, there's guidance in all of this. And I'll try to remember and hit on this because I've got multiple not timelines, but storylines going on here. And it's really telling you to connect to your third eye chakra and your intuition. I feel like there's something else about this. What am I missing about this card? Sorry, guys. I feel like I'm missing something with this. Maybe some of you are missing somebody or missing something. And you're waiting and you're bored. And that's why some of you are moving on. Some of you are wanting to go back to it and try to revive it because you're missing them. Some of you might be connecting on a higher spiritual level, like a third eye level, like telepathy or just on another realm. I do want to try to stick this mostly to you if I can help it, but you know, I'm going to go wherever I'm guided to go on this reading, but I have to say, since I've gone on to the second row, whatever, I feel lost. Like, I feel like, I think that's what this is about, this third eye. I feel like I cannot see properly. Like it's just cut off. So I was like, I feel like I'm missing something. So you might be missing something or feel like you're missing something. And I feel just kind of lost or cut off in a way. And I think where it's trying to go is like, you feel lost, so you're kind of waiting, but getting impatient because of like discontentment and boredom. It feels almost like disempowering to me. Like you're kind of giving your power away. Which I will say this real quick. I want to make a video on it, but I never realized this until, you know, I kind of was like auto writing and my highest self told it to me. you know, I always have dealt my whole life with like empowerment issues. I didn't like to make decisions. I had a hard time making decisions. And which is what the Two of Wands is also about. Maybe you're waiting on making a decision on which way to go or what to do. And because that's your next card is the Two of Wands, the waiting game. And making a decision is very empowering. By not making a decision, you are, in essence, giving your power away. And it's part of what feels good. There's a lot of blocks there that can lead to not, because at some point if you made a decision or exerted your will, it may not have worked out well for you, and you took it personally or misprocessed it, and it created a block of some sort. But one of the biggest ways of empowering yourself and stepping into your power is making decisions, right or wrong. It's a way of empowering yourself, because you can always learn from it and then you reassess and all that. But not making decisions is disempowering. It is giving your power away. So please realize that by not making decisions, and I don't mean in times where you're like waiting and chilling and not being impulsive, but you know, that time where you're just stewing and going, and the anxiety's building and the new blocks are forming, and you just feel like this basically, you know, like the Four of Cups, like discontentment, boredom, sort of. I don't say that as a blanket statement, like you could be impulsive. I doubt it as a Taurus, and then you need to chill and just go figure something out with your time. But I don't feel that with this energy. I feel like you're waiting too long and not making a decision, which probably could be better depending on whatever decision you want to make, but you know what I'm saying. But just know that there's something you're doing that is disempowering. There's a perspective. The third eye is also about perspective. And I feel like there's a perspective that's not being seen properly. It's not really seen correctly. And you kind of feel lost. There's some guidance, which is also why you have the Hermit here with solitude. There's some guidance that's needed, but there's another thing I also get from this card on how to lead you from kind of being lost like this and getting impatient and needing to make a decision to leading you into this Eight of Pentacles. You're working towards something. You're going in the right direction. You know, you're going towards the sun, which is what you were wanting to do before. It's like you had good intentions. And you knew like something in you intuitively or survival wise or instinct wise is getting you to go, even if it's your body doing, you know, old programming. It's wanting to do something. It's just there's a reprogramming or a re-looking at of something to do here, or to do what you're doing slightly different, so that you can actually be working towards something that is in your benefits. You have a positive moving forward. You're not only not stagnant, but you are positively moving forward, and you're moving towards that light and that, you know, woohoo, like you wanted to. So not only is it going and seeking guidance within, but it's also, if you look, you know, she's holding a book, and this side of the book, it's written, and this side has still yet to be written. There is nothing on the pages, and it's asking you to go within too and see, like, you are writing the story. You are writing the story. You are setting the intentions. You are putting your order in. You are hopefully taking the actions to fulfill that and make it come and manifest. What is it that you're really wanting to create? What are you creating? What are your actions creating? What is more than likely going to be the outcome of what you're bringing in? Are you going within to do this? Are you assessing what will get you to this feeling and what won't? Because like I said, there's so many storylines. This is kind of hard to say. So it's really just asking you kind of to be, you know, you have your energy over here at the bottom of the deck. You have the Seven of Pentacles, patience and planning. And then you have slow and steady. And I'm not sure if that's what you're doing or if that's what your guidance is. Prosperity begins. it just feels to me like something emotional is still guiding you or blocking you. So this end game, this end goal, like really this is your end goal. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what storyline you're on. It doesn't matter what you're going for. It doesn't matter whether you're walking away from something. It doesn't matter whether you're bringing it back. This is the end goal. You're looking for the Nine of Cups energy and the fulfillment of wishes. This is what you're working for. This is what everybody is working for. And some people need a minor tweak, and some people are going back to an old way of doing this that is not really going to serve their highest good. And it's because, you know, if you look, you have heal the ouch. There's again some wound here, some emotion that's blocking. You have a coming apart. Probably a disintegration. Cleaning house. Storm fields into the unknown. And there's rescue. Compass, awareness. So it's a slightly hard energy, like puzzle wise. It feels like there's something missing. Ugh, I need to hurry on time wise. Most of this is really connecting to yourself and your own inner guidance, because it seems like that's where a lot of your answers are to move forward in the way that will be positive for you and get you to that true Nine of Cups energy with the whole third eye and the Hermit, the solitude. I don't know if that truly means like, you know, you don't have to go into solitude, but inner guidance is basically what it's looking for. And to really start to write your own story. Like what is it that you really want? How do you really feel? How do you want to feel? You know, what will get you to that feeling? Maybe even slowing down and waiting will push you enough to start to create. I don't really get that as much. Let me see. Let me get a little bit more advice. I mean, you could be... I don't know. Let me just stop. I feel like even with what I'm doing, I feel like I'm reaching for any answer, anything that could be. What is the... Give me some more clarification on this guidance and the highest good. Guidance, advice, the highest good for Taurus. I just keep getting this vibe that there's like... There's some... I don't know, it's like a heart healing. Something needs to be cleared out, especially heart-wise. That there's like a wound in there. To take it from something that's kind of like torturous to comfortable. There's some healing, karma, if you will, something that needs to be healed that's kind of blocked off. From being seen. What's the comment? What's the comment? Yeah, it felt like a tower moment to it. There may be some of you that do have to move away from something as well. Either way, there's something that's not being seen, especially heart-wise. And there may be some uncomfortability or some unknown that you have to deal with in dealing with this. Like some of you could also be doing a project and there's uncomfortable stuff around that's going to come up. Blocks and stuff that you might have to deal with because of that. Some of it might be relationships or whatever. That either somebody's coming back or you're having to move away from somebody, whatever. Like, honestly, this feels like such a hodgepodge of a situation because I've got so many storylines of what it could be. I wish it was clearer. And I think that's the way everybody feels in this reading. I wish it was clearer. It's very confusing. And it's because there's a lot of emotions kind of blocking from being able to see, which is what I was getting from this other card in the next line. So let me go to why this, maybe this will clear it up, and if not, I'll go back to this next line. The more than likely outcome of listening to this is you have the Ace of Wands, passion ignited. Something inside of you gets ignited. Whether it's your heart, it looks like it's your heart, it's a little low, but your heart kind of gets ignited. You have Ace of Cups, love begins. And then you have Seven of Cups, choose wisely. And what I got really from this is, you now have a higher perspective. You're making decisions. If you look, the person's on a pier and they're sitting above the water. You're making a decision that is outside of emotions, because at this point, because there is a block or a wound there, your emotions are kind of clouding your judgment. You're not really seeing properly. And because you're not seeing properly and you're not making decisions correctly, or possibly not making decisions, correctly, it could keep you from the Nine of Cups energy and just like on a cycle. So if the most likely outcome is you have the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Seven of Cups, but you choose wisely, you're able to make that decision outside of your emotions, and it leads you to the Three of Cups, rejoice and celebration, which is pretty similar to the Nine of Cups energy. I mean, I don't know if you could find one to mirror as well. You know what I mean? Like, you're pretty much sitting there, going there, whatever. What I want to get clearer about, and maybe I can't, because it's literally like you each have to go on and listen to your own intuition and your own stuff to kind of, figure this out. But what is the actual advice? I'm not sure if I'm the only one missing it here. Like, what is the actual advice? Because I don't know if this is like go within, because it's just showing that you're not seeing something properly. I do think it is that, though, because you have the Hermit. But I don't get the Hermit just as going within. I get it very much so as to make decisions, to empower yourself. What do you want to create? And what will actually create that? So let's see if we can clarify the Hermit. Clarify the Hermit for me. Tell me more about the Hermit. You have a lot of stuff here about time and like patience. I feel like something during this time is also clearing or transforming something in your heart. Like you may not even be working through this right now. It may be something that's just happening. About like what it is you really want, reassessing things, letting go of what doesn't, bringing in what does. You might literally be, and that might be where a little bit of the confusion is right now, is that even if you don't realize that you're going through like a heart cleansing or some wound is surfacing, something's being moved or transformed, you may not even realize it. You probably don't. And it doesn't matter whether you're moving to somebody, away from somebody, a project or whatever. Everybody's is going to be different in the way they're doing it. But I know I can feel the energy all right here. And it's just like you have heal the ouch and coming apart, cleansing house, storm fields into the unknown. It may even bring you into a part of yourself that, you know, you feel like you need to be rescued, but it's only because you're going into like a disempowered energy. You really have like everything you need and your own compass and your own level of awareness within you. Which is why, again, it's really pointing you to your third eye and the hermit energy, and making sure that even if something tries to shove you at this time into an old wounded state that was disempowered or not good enough or whatever like that, it's okay to be that way. Like, don't run from it or fear it, but just choose to empower yourself in this time. Basically, don't shut down, don't run, don't do any of your old tactics that you did. You know, if you stuff your face like I've been doing for the last couple months, if you, I don't know, if you need sleep, but I'm just throwing things out there. Like if you sleep a lot, if going back to a person that's got good for you, watching TV all the time, like whatever it was that you realized before was probably not the best of a habit, or it's not empowering, it doesn't lead you to your best self. This is okay. So like now we're hitting on where it's going. This is a time where it's leading you to, you know, make a decision again, whether you're going to choose to empower yourself this time, or whether you're going to like crumble again. I'm not sure if it'll let you be, you know, disempower yourself. I don't know if that's what the Tower moment's about. It might, you know, try to kick you into gear again with this whole Saturn energy. Like I said, there is a lot of, you know, Saturn influence going on right now. So if you're missing what you should be getting, if you're not doing what you should be doing, you know, quote, quote, whatever, then something may be kicking you into gear. But either way, you know, with this whole Pluto energy and the transformation and Saturn and everything going on, there's a lot of transformative energies for sure, especially ever since 2/22/22. It's crazy, to be honest. But there is something going on, and it's definitely on a heart level clearing, even up to the throat, which makes sense. If it clears here, it's going to move up. So don't use this time to shut down or go to old ways. And this can be kind of weird to say, because on one hand, I could be like, you know, choose to make actions that are empowering, but they may make you look or feel disempowered, but you should still do them. And I'll give you an example. So like, say this channel. So this would be one of mine, and I have many of this channel is not my own, but like my only one of working through. But say with this channel, you know, I'm like still trying to find my way in what is not only right for me, but right for others, will make it successful and go, what can I be committed to? But most often, or most importantly, what can be something that just lights my heart on fire, right? Like I just, in a good way, to where I want to keep doing it. I'm excited to doing it. You guys feel my excitement, where that energy is the prominent energy. And I can just feel good while I'm doing it and not kind of get sucked into like crappy energies and that just kind of bring me down or lower my vibration, and just really trying to find my way in it. and how I want to go forward and everything. And I keep coming up to like when I have to make decisions. I'm somebody, I don't like making decisions. And so whenever I come up to making them and I don't know what to do, it is one of my patterns to just do nothing, right? Like I will just, oh, I'll decide on this later. Or I don't know, I just won't make that decision right then. And then the thing like never happens. It never goes. I really completely disempower myself. Instead of just making a decision, and even if it's a wrong one, letting that one guide me to the right one, right? Just listening within, going with that, learning on trust, because trust isn't always about that you did it right. Trust is that you showed up. Trust is that you were there for yourself. And just doing it anyways. I mean, if you know it's wrong, then it's wrong. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that stuff that you're really on the fence about. You're like, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. And you just kind of don't. Like, you don't do anything because of that. And I think that's why I was guided to say earlier, you know, like one of my things I constantly try to tell myself is I enjoy making decisions and acting on them because it feels good, and trying to retrain my brain to that, because for whatever happened in my life, you know, mine went to, it does not feel good to make decisions. It is not empowering. It's scary. It doesn't work out well for me. And that's not true. That's not a reality. It's not a reality I don't want in my life. And it's not actually a reality. Me not making decisions is actually what's more painful. And it's very disempowering, and I don't like it. And it's no longer a coping skill that works for me. So I've got to retrain my brain to that. So it's saying that whatever your situation is in this, whatever storyline was yours or whatever, you'll know. It's just, don't default back to like old things that weren't good for you. Don't shut down. Don't disempower yourself. Empower yourself in this moment. Even if it feels scary. Even if you don't know what's going on. Even if you're walking in the dark and you feel blinded. Even if you're confused. Yes, you will know when to go in and reassess. But you give yourself a certain time period for that. And if you find that you're not moving because it's what you're guided to do, then I guess listen to that. But if you find you're not moving because you're scared and you don't know, unless it's like life or death and you need to go seek advice from a professional, like, make an action, make a choice. I hope that really makes sense, and it's going to be very open. This is a general reading, but there is a reassessing going on here, and there is a clearing going on here. People may be removed from your life. People may come into your life. Creative projects or jobs may go out of your life. Creative projects or jobs may come into your life. You might even have temporary things in between. There is nothing wrong. Do not overly judge. You may not know. It's just a very... It's just an energy of transition. It's a movement, but it is slow. And I feel like it's slow for a reason. I mean, you have Saturn, and Saturn is slow moving, but there's more going on here than you know. So yes, you do have to be patient with yourself, but you also have to make sure that you're not blocking things out and you're not shutting down. You need to make sure you're constantly going within to keep yourself realigned and on the page of where is my heart wanting to go, not where are, because your emotions are being cleared out and rearranged and reassessed right now. I don't feel that right now would be a good time to act, especially on anything major, about anything that is based off emotion. I really don't. Because there is something amok there, whether it needs to be cleared out or it is being cleared out. I feel like it is, considering you have a lot of heal the ouch, falling apart. I mean, literally, it's like crazy how it is, you know what I mean? And you have rescue, compass, like you have heal the ouch, coming apart, clearing house, storm fields, into the unknown. Under that, you have rescue, compass, wizard of awareness. Like, there's something emotionally that's blocking your awareness, especially if you are going off emotions right now. I just don't feel like emotions is something you can trust at the moment in that way. So you're really going to need to go within and tap into your like inner and highest self to kind of bypass those emotions while they're being like transforming or moving around or being cleared out, because it's going to cause confusion during this time, because there's just stuff going on there. So and it's probably something from the past. Obviously you have the Six of Cups, but again, I'm not saying that whatever you guys are doing is bad. I'm just saying whatever you could be doing, like if you're doing a project, it could be bringing something up from the past that you have to work through, and you need to keep going and not shut down, because you're not going to be able to really work with your emotions at that time, because they're going to be lower vibration and confusing and muckiness. You know what I mean? You could be in this already and wanting to go something from your past to make you feel better. You're going to have to assess this to your situation, because honestly, in this situation, with it being a general reading, I can only go so far on this. And you're going to have to know, and you'll know what yours is by this, whether it's something that you're trying to revert back to, whether yours is I'm taking a project from the past that now I want to do something with it, and it is good for you, and you're trying to like go, and emotions can come up, and you're going to have to work through them and clear them out in order to go. Or it could be something that something or someone you're leaving behind, and you're moving forward, and you're going to have to, whether you should leave or not, you're going to need to sit in a very grounded and intuitive and in your inner center kind of way, because whatever is going to be moved and cleared out emotionally can be very confusing, misleading. So, you know, you're not going to want to listen to your emotions at that time. I think that's most of what I'm going to get here. I wish it was a little bit more detailed, but I think that's very helpful anyways. I kind of already kind of resonate with that energy. I do have a lot that's shifting, and I do have a lot of that's honestly very emotional. So and I don't know. Like, I just have a lot that I'm like, I don't know. So go within, you know, really, really go within. You're going to have to tap really into that inner part. I guess if you really need help with this, you can hit me up and see if I'm doing personal readings at that time. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. Feel free to email me and see. And I'll let you know. And I haven't posted my prices or anything up yet, because like I said, once I go like full force where I am, if I ever do, I'll then post it or whatever. But feel free to email me if you want. But although the worst I can say is no, so just ask. But other than that, it's specific, and even that I might not know. You may literally have to go within and see what's best for you, because there just is something that needs to be cleared out. What's the time? I mean, I do think the time is also saying to be patient with yourself because of this. Like, don't overjudge. Don't stop whatever you're doing unless you're supposed to. Don't, just be patient. Like I said, it's hard to say this because there's different scenarios here. What's the time card? What's the time card about? Yeah. just kind of be patient with yourself. Again, whether your stuff's coming up on something you should go forward with or whatever it is, you will know. You'll just know, and if you don't, it's okay. That's part of confidence. I mean, most people that are confident didn't get that way by making a bunch of right decisions, right? They just got that way by making decisions and trial and error and knowing they'll be all right because they have been, and using that information they learned as wisdom. You know what I mean? So it's not something to shy away from. But there is a clearing going on. There is a reassessing going on. And there is, a lot of it is emotionally. Which, you know, who's surprised? Like, all that's kind of going on. It had been going on for a while. But, so, just let it happen. You know, work through it. Go as you may. Stay going within. Stay connected to your highest self. Stay just connecting. And in your third eye, in your highest self, talk to your highest self. Work with your highest self. And try to always stay centered so that you can navigate the best you can outside of your emotions. Just right now is not a good time to be making any decisions from your emotions. Okay? I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah, I'm not going to pull any more cards. This is long enough. And every time I do this, I'm like, let me pull some more. And then all it does is just restate what I just said. So I'll save your time and my guys, or your guys' time and mine. I love you guys. Happy birthday for all the Tauruses that are in April. I don't know exactly how this is going to go in the readings and all that. And I'm just having fun with it and doing what I feel like doing. So Taurus was one of the readings that I feel like doing right now. So I hope this helps. As I know more and I get doing more and can be consistent with it and doing it, I'll let you guys know and all that. But I love you guys. I hope this helped. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Any information you might need right now is in my description box. If you need email as well. I mean, like I said, for readings, you guys can email me and see. And it doesn't, I'm not saying that as like I would say no. So just see. Sometimes I'm able to and sometimes I'm not, depending on what's going on. So just see, and I'll let you know my information. And as I get going with this, because I'm navigating this energy all the same, and I just want to have integrity as I'm coming forth. So I'm not going to put my stuff up until I am going to, or when I know if I'm going to. But if it's helped, you know, like, share, comment, subscribe. Anybody wondering about donations, I get asked about that. Links in the description box below. Most stuff's in the description box below. The only thing that's not right now is I took out my information about my services because I'm not doing it consistently or whatever. But I may do it, you know, as someone asks if they can, if I can at that time, I will, blah, 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 type of thing. Okay? So I love you guys, and I'll be seeing and talking to you soon. Bye.